Now, a Hutch's weather update with Chief Meteorologist Hutch Johnson, brought to you by Robert Gibb and Sons.
Hello, everybody. Meteorologist Hutch Johnson joining you. A fast note from my friends at Robert Gibb and Sons. Hey, this is for all of you first responders out there. Robert Gibb and Sons wants to tip a hat to you. $400 off any new HVAC system. This offer has been extended. Call Robert Gibb and Sons today. Tell them Hutch sent you. All right, here's a look at what we're talking about as we go into the weekend. We'll have a chance of some nocturnal storms. I mentioned that the last couple of days, and they could be primarily windy in our area, but there are all risks involved, and we'll talk a little bit about this risk right now. Hey, another big announcement I just wanted to pass along to you, the very latest. If you missed my announcement the other day, yesterday, launching yesterday was hutchesweather.com. You can go there. Go visit the website. You can sign up for email notifications and updates from Hutch. And I will not abuse that, by the way, just letting you know. I'm not going to sell your emails to anyone. This is for our little conversations about the weather right here. So check out the website. You can upload photos, you can upload videos, and I sure love and look forward to hearing more from you. Now let's talk weather, and let's start with a look at what's going on across the region. Hi, Nathan. Good to have you on board. Thanks for watching. Look at the heat out there right now. It says 90 degrees in Grand Forks, and it is 88 degrees out at Hector International. A look elsewhere, it's 84 degrees in War Road off the Big Lake, so it's really swampy out there. Look at Badette, 87 for you. 84 for Babe the Blue Ox. Paul Bunyan has thrown that flannel shirt way off on the sidewalk. If you look at that, don't be disappointed that he'll probably still have it on for a picture if you want one, but that's it. It's just too hot. 82 degrees in Fergus Falls. Valley City, you have 86 degrees, and looking out towards Bismarck, 88 degrees. So it's hot out there. Here's a look. We did have a thunderstorm that did produce a tornado warning in the middle of Dunn County here. This little pimple on the radar screen there. Not expecting severe weather in the form of tornadoes tonight, but we are expecting a chance for some storms as we go through the next 24 to 36 hours. And in fact, some of those storms could indeed be severe. I showed you this earlier, but I'm going to pop on a look at the severe weather potential as we go through the night tonight and really for tomorrow. Let's just talk about tomorrow, shall we? Tomorrow's severe risk looks like this, and it's a little bite taken out of it. The green areas are a level 1 severe risk on a 5-level scale. That means 1 or 2 storms might flirt with severe criteria. Severe is 1-inch hail and 58-mile-per-hour wind gusts. The yellow areas there, the rest of our region, really, that is a slight risk. That's level 2 out of 5. And that means we could see some more widespread severe thunderstorms. Large hail up to 2 inches in diameter, 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts, and Hutch's gut is telling him it's going to be the winds. And the timing here in the Red River Valley and parts of Minnesota looks to mainly be overnight and nocturnal. I'm going to show you a model run to kind of correlate that for you and give you a little bit of a timing. John, hello there. Stars sent, and I sure appreciate you, John. Thank you very much. Colleen, thank you very much. Oh, I was just typing. He said the word not hail. Well, yeah, there is a chance for some hail, but let me show you something on this because we are so hot right now that the chances of storms are not going to be everywhere. I think we're going to see isolated storms, but the timing is really going to be important. If we have thunderstorms that form in the heat of the day like now, then the hail risk goes way up because we have that hot air. Overnight, though, the chance of hail becomes more conditional on whether or not we have some other supporting factors in place, and I don't know that we do. Now, we do have a risk of severe weather into Sunday as well. I'll highlight that from the Storm Prediction Center, and then we'll talk a little bit about some bonus severe weather potential that Hutch is worried about for the night tonight into your Saturday morning. Here is a look at Sunday's risk area for severe weather. Very similar, just a little more focused right here. Central and eastern North Dakota, northwest and west central Minnesota. Heat, that's a problem. We have then heat advisories across the area as well as we head into our weekend. So hot weather for everybody and a chance for seeing some severe weather. I'm going to turn these off. I see we have a new severe thunderstorm warning for northwest parts of North Dakota right now in the oil patch. I'll take you right down to this little pimple on the radar here, just north and to the west of Tioga, Wild Rose, Alamo, this area. This storm moving to the south and east toward Tioga right now. And again, These storms are forming in an atmosphere of hot and humid air. Look at the dew point in Tioga, 77. That's air you can wear and you can't even change it. You can't get out of that sticky mud of an air mass that we're in today. So this storm has some moisture available to it. And let's take a look at the velocities and see if there's any spin in this storm. There was some spin in a storm that was formed down in Dunn County. So there is some spin evident here on the radar scan. Let me see if I can load over to the Deering radar. It's a little closer. Now, this estimate is showing that we have some 1-inch diameter hail potential. This is a slice through a lower part of the cloud. We're not seeing the rotation in the lower part, but from the Bismarck radar, a little higher up in the cloud, that slice was showing just a little bit of spin. So the National Weather Service will keep their eyes on that quarter size hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds from that storm. So are we expecting storms tonight? Let me get to the latest in your forecast. And to do that, I'm going to load up a model. This forecast model is just one answer on what the storms may do tonight. And I can tell you this from experience. There's not one model out here that's going to consistently forecast the track, timing, and location of all thunderstorms. It's just not going to happen. So any forecast that you see, whether it's on television or here, these models are just guidance, and they give us an idea of where the best chance for storms will be. So please keep that in mind as Hutch kind of walks you through this. And I like to share those caveats with you because it's the truth, and I don't want to oversell what the science can do. So let's take a look here at what we have with regards to our thunderstorm chances. Here we go. Okay, so thunderstorms out west showing up on the model, that's happening. Now, look at this, moving into portions of the Highway 83 corridor, Minot down towards Bismarck, Mandan, and Lake Sakakawea. This backward C shape is a bowing line segment, meaning windy thunderstorms. So even though we don't have a slight risk from the Storm Prediction Center tonight, any storms that form in this soupy, hot, muggy air could become strong. By the time they get to us, here in eastern portions of North Dakota, we're looking at after midnight here. So this is 2 a.m. and they're rocking their way into Valley City. They could still be a little on the windy side, says this model. But watch this baloney up here. That's some big B-O-L-O-N-Y, baloney. And now as we set that into motion, that's moving into the Lake of the Woods area. And this is as we start the day at between 4 and 5 a.m. Now, there are other models that are showing some tracks of these storms rolling out of Canada. Let me show you another one. This one's done a fairly decent job lately. Storms rolling out of Montana. There they are. Oh, look at this. Manitoba, overnight storms could really be windy. So even though we don't have a risk of severe storms this night, these could be mainly a wind threat in the overnight hours. So if it was Hutch and I lived up in the Northern Valley, anywhere down to Fargo, and look at this, those storms reinitiate in the morning here along the North Dakota, South Dakota, Minnesota border on this particular model run and continue into the mid-morning hours. So early morning Saturday storms could be strong and windy as Hutch's gut. Do you hear it? Did you hear it? I heard it. Okay, that was my sound effects machine. Now, we'll look at one more model just so we can see, is there a consensus? Is there some sort of agreement on what's happening tonight? Here's another model. This one's showing the Montana or the Western North Dakota stuff this evening. And here we go as we go at this is the 10 o'clock hour here. And as we go towards midnight, boom, these storms are moving into the Devil's Lake Basin, northwest parts of Minnesota and rocking through. Look at this. This is now, as you subtract 5 from this, 4 a.m. So you may be awakened by some windy thunderstorms in the wee hours of the morning and daybreak. And then those are out of here and we heat it up again. So a couple of models are agreeing. Overnight storms tonight. Hutch's main concern with these storms is going to be gusty straight line winds out of the north, right? The storms will come with burps of wind out of the north, the way it's looking to be. All right. And Sarah is asking for rain. So yes, hopefully you get rain where you are. There is a chance tonight. Looks like Turtle Mountain area could get a little. Indeed, Jessica, it does. Thank you for asking. That's a look at your forecast as we take a look at this. Now let me show you a little bit of a rundown here as we wrap up this update here. Here's a look at where the severe risk will be on Sunday. Okay, so now we're going to go back and look at this. Sunday, again, I think I showed you there's a slight chance of some severe weather in the Northern Valley. But look at this. I'm going to show you back to the models we go now, and this is going to be a different model that goes out just a little bit farther in time. And let me pull this one up here. I'm going to show you this one because it goes out a little farther in time. And this model is going to show us, let's get to Saturday. So we showed you Saturday morning storms, right? Here they are. Wee hours of the morning Saturday rolling through, then they're out of here. We warm up, Where are the Saturday night storms? This is evening time. It looks pretty quiet. This model says a couple of storms fire here in parts of central Minnesota, and some could fire in Montana. Anything that does fire would quickly have the potential to become severe, with all modes of severe weather possible, even an isolated tornado. So this is Saturday night. And watch what happens as we go into Sunday morning. This model says not much of anything. Remember, I said yesterday and the day before, sometimes we get too hot in the upper atmosphere too to support storms. And that could be the case. But any storms that form on Saturday evening into Sunday morning could be strong to severe. The main threat, and if we look at another model here that goes out in this timeline, I'm going to load up the Canadian model because it's done a pretty reasonable job of handling these. Here's tonight's stuff moving through, the morning stuff, then a break, and then it heats up Saturday, and it has more storms developing as we go into the day on your Saturday afternoon and evening, mainly out to the west in parts of the western Dakotas. So let me load up another one and see if I can take a look at this one. Will go out just a little bit farther. So here it is. This is Saturday. Those storms again rolling out of Manitoba and Saskatchewan and blowing through the northwest. So where one model says zilch are going to fire, this model says, oh boy, look out. We could get some significant weather moving through. So the bottom line is that we're going to have a chance of thunderstorms late tonight into your Saturday morning, Saturday night into your Sunday morning. And then Sunday, watch what happens with this model as we carry it through. The chances will exit off to the south and east. There is a chance for some storms on Monday, though, and here they are. Your planning forecast looks like this. 94 today, as well, it may not get quite that hot, but we should hit 90. I'm thinking temperatures will still be in the 90s on Saturday. There's a chance of some nighttime storms into your Sunday morning. So tonight's storms windy overnight, early morning on Saturday. Saturday's storms late evening and overnight into Sunday morning. Then another chance for some storms on Monday as we usher in some cooler Canadian air as we topple back into the 70s. That is a look at your forecast. I'm meteorologist Hutch Johnson joining you. We do have an active severe thunderstorm warning out in the oil patch of Montana. And thanks to my friends at Precision Lawn and Landscaping for sponsoring the radar here to give you that front row seat at these storms that are working their way through the region. So have yourself a very wonderful afternoon. And I will be back with an update a little bit later. And if severe weather hits, make sure that you check out hutchesweather.com and right here on Hutch's Weather for updates. We'll keep you posted. Have a wonderful